everybody, and welcome to the Ruckus Room. We're going to talk politics tonight with Alan and Rachel, my two favorite political correspondents here at Flagler Voice Studios in the Ruckus Room.
Oh, I made it from political hack to political correspondent. I like that.
You guys, okay, there's so much to talk about because we haven't seen each other in a few weeks. But I'm going to start with this real quick. What did y'all think about Artemis? Because I've heard so much crap with we didn't go to the moon. It's all a joke. We're trying to compete with China. We're trying to do this. And I honestly thought it was pretty fascinating to watch that capsule come back down with the 4 astronauts on it and to know the process of their whole mission and everything, like going up there, coming back, watching it all unfold. I don't know. Rachel, what did you think?
Well, do you remember when Elon sent people up and then landed them back down?
Yeah.
And then we all watched the splashdown and there were dolphins.
Yeah.
It was magical.
It looked like
a painting.
It did. It was so theatrical, just like everything else that's going on that's theatrics, but it was perfect. You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I remember that scene. It was awesome.
So there were no dolphins with Artemis. So
no, unfortunately not.
Thought it was a little disappointing.
But the fact that they just came back after dropping to the Earth's atmosphere like that and walked off the capsule, they all walked off. Like it was crazy. I'm like, someone's got to be throwing up. Something's got to be going on. I mean, they're rocking and rolling, and they just came down from, the moon, and nothing. They're walking around like nothing happened. And I don't
think you can't do that job if you get motion sick. That's not for you.
Yeah. You would think though, like just normally your equilibrium, just as a human, would be discombobulated, right, Alan? Like you would think it would just be a little off.
Well, yeah, except they go through massive centrifuge training prior to going up. So they actually sit them in a chair in a centrifuge that spins them around like a carnival ride. And
yeah, I know, exactly.
And they I guess build up a tolerance to it.
Damn, sign me up. That's some stamina there. Like, they're unbelievable.
They go through a rigorous training.
Rachel, when can we sign up?
I know, that sounds fun.
I know, it sounds amazing.
I think the bigger problem is like the 10 days with no gravity. Like your muscles, even in 10 days, your muscles have got to change and weaken. And yeah, so you're going to be a little unstable. Not as much as people who spend months on the space station, though.
True.
Yeah.
Like, they go through stuff like when they come back.
Well, isn't the goal to build like some house or something on the moon and house people up there, or like do some work up there?
Build a base.
Build a base. Isn't that? Yeah. I think
they originally were going to build a space station.
Yeah.
As a jump off point to go to Mars. However, part of the story is that in a renewed space race, not with the Russians this time, but with the Chinese, we want to have a permanent base on the moon. So we've scrapped, so to speak, the plan for the satellite, and now moving over to a permanent base on the moon. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of conspiracy theories about it. And we went.
Yeah.
You can't keep thousands of people's mouths shut. And it took thousands of people to make this all happen. You can't keep 1,000 people's mouths shut and not have a leak, especially if one of them's a Democrat.
That's true. But I do wonder if a space station on the moon would have a problem with asteroids slamming into the moon all the time. I think that, it's like getting bombed. It's like being Israel, basically, like without Iron Dome.
Well, and that was the other thing. Everyone's like, we're at war and all this stuff's going on and we're sending people to space and wasting money doing that instead of putting it where it needs to go. But this was planned for a really long time.
Yeah, this isn't something new.
No, and they are in trying to compete with China and trying to stay advanced. So this is just part of that. So I thought it was amazing. And just like you said before with Elon and the dolphins, the landings were just awesome to watch. But speaking of awesome, what do y'all think is Trump as Jesus? I don't know if that landed. I don't know if that landed like it should, but
it did not land.
No.
It did not land at all.
Some stuff he
it
does.
Crashed though.
Yeah, it did.
He took it down.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it unfortunately was very poor taste.
I think this all stems from him arguing with the Pope, and which I find to be ridiculous. That the Pope is going after Trump, and when you poke the bear, you knew you were going to get a reaction because you kept doing it.
But my question is, Where was the Pope when Palestine murdered all the people in Israel back in October? Where was the Pope when the protests were going on in Iran and they killed something like 30,000 of their own people? Crickets.
Yep.
Don't give me this crap now. Sorry, not listening.
What do you think, Rach?
Well, I think Trump trying to portray himself in a messianic kind of figure is better than Biden trying to imitate Hitler.
I mean, there's that. There is that. Just like the poster behind you. I mean, with Trump on the horse. I mean,
it's ironic.
It's just. I sometimes I want to just take the man and go like this, and then other times I'm like, that was fantastic, whatever you just did, and you troll so nicely and things like that. That did not land for me. Just like this whole thing with the Pope is not landing for me. It's really not.
I don't know. I can't quite bring myself to be as offended as people seem to want Christians to be. I don't know. He's the rage baiter in chief. He's funny. And I just
100%.
I just still find it funny, but I understand the reaction that a lot of people had. And suddenly my feed is filled with theologians. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wants to call it blasphemy. And I suppose it is a little blasphemous, but.
Well, we're going to stay on Trump and we're going to talk about the Strait of Hormuz and everything that's going on. I believe they sent out some mine traps. The Navy did to try to clear up the strait so boats can start going freely without having to get exploded. Minesweepers. It looks like it's working, and I think traffic's starting to flow again. What do you guys think?
Well, it's like that movie. Tim Pool talks about this movie all the time, where these ruffians go into an Italian bar and they're disrespecting the staff, and they're a motorcycle gang, and they're asked nicely to leave by the mob boss, and they're asked nicely to leave by the mob boss like several times, and they won't leave, and they keep escalating, and then finally the mob boss closes the door, locks it, and says, "Now yous can't leave."
Yeah.
And they proceed to beat them to a bloody pulp. I feel like that's what's just happened to Trump has said, open the strait, open the strait, open the strait. And now he's like, now yous can't open the strait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so confused. And like, how many more times are we going to sit down with Iran and try to come up with a deal before you just start blowing up bridges and stuff like he wanted to do a few
That's
week?
for world play. That's for global world play while we're in the background taking care of business.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
You think that's why?
47 years,
Yeah, exactly. 47 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and
what's a few more weeks?
It just amounts to talk.
Yeah.
Trump knows it just amounts to talk. Everybody knows it just amounts to talk. So while they're talking, we're taking care of business.
And we are selling oil. Like the world is coming to us for oil, and thanks to the shale revolution, we have it.
Did you see the boat activity in the Gulf? I saw an updated photo of it yesterday. I was like, wow, this is really cool. The Gulf of America is now getting a lot more activity than it used to, and there's a lot of ships coming in from that angle.
Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America.
And was it Dubai or Saudi Arabia that reopened a pipeline that they used to have that bypasses the strait?
Yeah.
And
Saudis,
yeah, the Saudis, and pumps 7 million gallons or something like that a day. So they're just going to bypass, other people will build the pipelines. They'll just bypass the whole thing, and Iran can go down in tubes.
How much longer do you guys think this is going to last?
Yeah, it's going to last a while, I think.
I'm worried about it running into the midterms. He has to get his done before the midterms.
No, he's fast.
Well,
he's fast.
The problem is,
I don't think so.
The problem is it's on our side it's a war, and on their side it's a theological war. So what we have to do is beat them to a pulp.
The fact that they think that they still can carry nuclear weapons and that are not agreeing to that really scares me. Because that's the whole thing about this whole thing is they're going to try to create stuff to kill all of us.
How long have they been chanting death to America?
For years. And they've been trying to do it every chance they can.
Ever since Israel came about.
Yep.
And at what point is that a declaration of war on their part? And at what point are we not supposed to respond? At what
Agreed.
point do we not get to give them some blowback? Right?
I agree 100%. It's in my opinion, it's overdue.
Well, CNN, CBS, and all the other stations but Fox don't agree with us. So
yeah. Well, the thing with, like we have said in previous episodes, Trump could hand them the world on a silver platter, and they still
could
wouldn't
find the
be
cure
happy.
for cancer.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't be happy. They'd find, well, you didn't find it soon enough.
Again,
or some stupid.
But they're not coming up with any resolutions, just problems. Like, I want to hear what you plan on doing and changing that.
Well, they don't have any.
That's the thing.
It's Trump bad.
Speaking of that,
Trump bad since Trump got elected.
We're going to say someone else's. We're going to turn the tides on somebody else as bad. And Eric Swalwell, woo! I did not see that on my bingo card. I mean, I knew some of them were scandalous, but to this extent, he resigned from Congress, dropping out of his governor bid. Multiple women accused him of sexual assault and misconduct. Another elite going down in flames. And the crazy part is his lawyer came out and said he didn't do this and we're going to defend him. Then why the hell is he dropping out of everything? And Congress members and other people have said there's significant amount of evidence. What do you guys think about that? I thought that was interesting.
I think there's a significant amount of evidence. The guy needs to be gone. I mean, we had our own thing here in Palm Coast. You know, we had
I saw that.
A candidate running for governor who, I think it was his parents,
assaulted somebody.
Two elderly people. I believe they were his parents.
It was his parents?
I believe it was. He beat one with a cane and threw a cell phone at the lady and
I know.
In the head. And it's not his first time. He's been arrested for domestic violence before. I think once again, it's like when DeSantis was running against what's his name that ended up in the hotel room with a gay guy and high on heroin. I can't remember the guy's name, but we dodged another bullet, if you ask me, so to speak.
What do you think, Rach? I think that is just hypocrisy at its finest on that end again.
Yeah, well, going back to Swalwell, I mean, I was done with him when it was discovered he was sleeping with Fang Fang, the Chinese spy. It's like,
right.
Doesn't that automatically mean that you're out and you have a treason problem, maybe? But no, he's still humming. This is what I'm talking about. If there are no consequences, then it's a precedent. You have just set a precedent. So that means that sleeping with Chinese spies is fine for congressional members with all kinds of access to
Do you remember him? He was one of the biggest idiots that was about Brett Kavanaugh and bringing the justice to the victims and all that crap. Remember, he was one of the lead charged supporters of that crap, and he was doing this the entire time.
Did you see
allegedly
Katie Potato Porter's response?
I missed it.
Does that surprise you? Go ahead,
I missed it. What was it?
Okay, so Katie Porter tweeted her condemnation for his violence against women, and domestic abuse should never be tolerated. Meanwhile, she got this savage community notes from libs of TikTok reminding everybody that she's the one who beat and abused her ex-husband and dumped some boiling potatoes on his head, scalding his scalp. This poor guy. But yeah, it's
I was really hoping we get rid of one Democrat. It might go Republican in that area, but it's still not, because it's still heavily Democrats over there. So we're not going to change anything with this.
Well,
it's not going to help us out at all.
Anything we can do to cut short a potentially long career. We don't want him to turn into a Chuck Schumer. So anytime we can get rid of a Democrat, even if they're just replaced by another Democrat, that is a more junior Democrat than the one that just left.
I feel bad. I'm going to put this out here for all of the victims. You guys do not deserve this from these sleazy ass men. I'm so tired of hearing about stuff like this. It just makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, people need Jesus. They
need more than Jesus. They need the Trump Jesus. They need that Trump.
Here comes the comment.
Well, we're going to talk about the Epstein victims. I don't know if you guys saw last week, Melania Trump, she came out with a statement and held a press conference declaring the lies linking her to the Jeffrey Epstein case and how that needs to end, stating that she had no involvement or knowledge of any of these crimes that he committed. She called out Congress boldly that she wants an Epstein public hearing. And I think this is a great idea to have all of the victims have their moment and say what they need to say. And maybe this can bring some closure to some of these people or just something. And I thought this was very bold of her to get out and say this on national TV. I'm glad she cleared her name. I hope she makes some of these people accountable for accusing her of stuff she had no part in at all. And I don't know if you saw the interview, Alan or Rachel, but it was really good, the press conference that she held.
I did not see it.
I didn't see it, but I heard what she said. And apparently some victims are saying that this is what they've been waiting for, and other victims are saying that we've already done our part and they just want to be silent. It's like we don't need to dig in some classified documents if we've got the victims right there who can name names. I think they just need witness protection, and they need they need immunity from prosecution and lawsuits, Well,
I know Nancy Mason is leading the charge to get these victims the justice they deserve, and a lot of the Democrats are too. They've been pushing this. We got to have the Epstein files. We got to have the Epstein files, and if you get all of them,
right there.
The victims are right there. And what are they doing about it? Just saying we need more files.
Some of the victims are not actually so much victims as co-collaborators, because they were recruiting, and so they may have some culpability. I think that's why they might be a little reticent to speak out, but they also need some immunity so that we can figure out who's involved and who's still compromised that we need to.
I would like to see all that come out, don't you think, Alan? And where are these people going to start getting held accountable that were associated with this?
It's when are they going to start getting held accountable for the
Hollywood
the myriad of things that go on up there? I mean, look at Hillary. Why isn't she being? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, oh my God,
Harvey Weinstein. Got his comeuppance. Is he in jail? He's in jail, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he was.
So
there's one.
It's not that nothing ever happens. It's just justice is slow, and
it's just a slow process.
I'll adjust. It's something almost never happens.
Almost never. Okay, that's fair.
Hillary's gotten her 9 lives that she's used up, man. I really think
9 lives.
Yeah, she definitely. I don't know how she keeps getting away with this. I really don't.
I don't know. It's.
I want to see some people starting to be held accountable for all this corruption. Yeah.
If they want to get trust back in, what's Congress's?
Well, now that Pam's out, do you think that'll happen?
Well, what's Congress's current approval rating? Like 2? They're always so low.
That's because they don't do anything.
And the way to build trust again is to actually do something.
But every district, every voter in every district thinks that their guy is different, and their guy, they want to vote him back in. It's everybody else's Congress critter that's the problem.
Yeah.
But the incumbents keep winning somehow. Doesn't matter how low the collective approval rating is.
Well, isn't it the Virginia mayor, or who is the one now that's getting the woman? It has the lowest ratings after kicking butt in the last elections in November. I'm trying to think of her name. She's been all over the news lately the last few days. You know who I'm talking about?
Spamberger.
Yeah, Spamberger. She was all over the place. Everybody loved her. They voted her in, and now her ratings have plummeted because she hasn't done crap. And when are they going to realize these people are all talk and no action? And when they run for office, you need to ask them what their action is actually going to be and hold them accountable for this.
Well, the sad thing is that the general voting public is stupid. It's just
they're brainwashed. I don't know if
it's just the way it is. No, they're stupid. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, they won't know who they're voting for, and they'll just go in and check the top name on each of the candidate lists. They don't know who they are. They've never researched anything.
I'm telling you right now, Rachel, have you been following Spencer Pratt? Like I told you to start watching him in LA against Mayor Karen Bass.
No, I did not.
Oh my gosh. So now, okay, Karen Bass is running for re-election. After the Palisades fire, all the corruption, everything that's gone on. She has the balls to run again. Okay. Now Spencer Pratt's running against her, and he took the role because nobody was going to run against her. So he is doing very good in the pollings, and they're not polling his people, they're polling Karen's, but he's doing very good. I hope that he runs against her and wins. But it's really cool to see somebody who's not a politician, like, much like Trump, run because he just wants to stop the corruption and actually do a good job for the city and make it better. You have got to start watching that race. You got to start watching the TikTok. I watched him when he was a villain in The Hills. Like, he played this part where him and his wife were just like the villains of the whole group. And he was just like, nobody really liked him. And now to come where he is, watch his house burn down, watch the whole thing, his parents' house burn down, what he's done, him going to Congress, him wearing suits, like the whole 9 yards. It has been fantastic to watch. And he's come out with some great policies, what he wants to do for homelessness, crack down on crime, how he's going to let ICE in to do their job. And I think this is fascinating for California.
Well, you mean California might have a chance?
Well, at least LA. At least that part might.
Well, did you see in the jungle primary system that they think will lock Republicans out? It's actually making the two top choices Republicans for the governor's race. So they do all of their, like, both parties together. It's called a jungle primary, and whoever is the top two goes on to the general, which is crazy. That's how Nancy Pelosi keeps winning in her district. I mean, she has to retire.
Dinosaur.
Yeah.
She just, and when otherwise she does interviews, it's forever. Like, and she talks, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It's worse than AOC. I think both of them are in the same bucket.
AOC, oh my God.
And to think Kamala said she wants to rerun. I think I'm living in the Twilight Zone. She actually keeps saying that in interviews, and it's actually, I don't know how it makes me feel just yet. I really don't. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless about that too. Let's give her another chance.
Why don't we just let Michelle Obama? Well, if Michelle Obama runs, we're in trouble. Or Hillary Clinton. I don't know. I think both of them would do better than Kamala. Don't you? I mean, Michelle Obama for sure.
We gave Trump another chance, and look where Trump is. So maybe Kamala deserves another chance too.
Well, Obama should have
so sweet.
Obama wanted a third term, so there he goes. And if Michelle gets in, he can have that now.
Fourth term.
Yeah. This will be interesting. This will really be interesting.
Scary.
It is scary. Yeah. Well, do you want to bring up anything before we close this show out tonight, Miss Rachel or Alan?
No, we've covered a lot of ground. Yeah, but it's nice to be back on again.
It is. I'm just going to go to bed tonight thinking of Trump as Jesus. I don't know. I can't get that image out of my head now.
He said that he didn't mean it that way. He meant to portray himself as a doctor. And so now people are making fun of him for that comment because
how does a doctor
we saw what we saw.
I can't unsee it now. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
But you never know when he trolls, and he's so good at this. I mean, some of the one-liners that man comes up with, I've literally spit my drink out twice. Like when they're talking to Japan. Remember? And he said something about you didn't warn us about Pearl Harbor. Like, I literally spit my drink out because I was watching the press conference live, and I'm like, did he just really say that? I mean, his one-liners are fantastic. And
that reminds me, like, were you aware of the Japanese Twitter phenomenon that happened?
No.
I saw so Elon Musk turned on the auto translate, so now you can understand like everybody's tweets from around the world like automatically. And
that's awesome.
Japan is actually the highest the highest number of users on Twitter, more so than the United States. And then it made this whole Japanese America love story just kind of blossom. And I saw one tweet from someone in Japan who saw that exchange about the nuclear bomb and Pearl Harbor and all of that. And he said like that little bit of humor just made him feel so healed. Like our relationship, like we have moved past that and we are friends moving forward. And that's so sweet. But it was so nice to see all of the love for America coming from Japan. Like they love our culture. They love cowboys and barbecue and all this Americana
that's
stuff.
Awesome.
Like, Yeah, like old Hollywood movies. Like
here he thinks that's we're healed, and I'm over there spitting my drink out as an American, saying, "Can Trump do one more thing?" Like, I can't. I love watching him off the cuff because sometimes he says the darndest things.
Yeah,
that's one way of putting it.
And then to watch the Democrats or liberals like lose their crap over it. Every day it's hilarious to watch how he gets under their skin from their TDS. It's so
the
real.
Trump show.
It is a Trump show. So, well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. Can't wait to see you next week with my little political friends. And Rachel and Alan, I hope you have a great week.
You too.
And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Enjoy.
Bye-bye. See you next
Bye.
week.